This is Hillary Kramer with Wall Street Reporter. We're live today at the American Stock Exchange. We have Jim Binch with us. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Memry Corporation, an Amex-listed company. Welcome, Jim.
Thank you very much, Hillary.
Nice to see you.
Delighted to be here.
Memry Corporation has had exponential growth. In 1996, you had $1 million in sales, and now you're trending towards $50 million or above. What do you attribute this success?
I think it's predominantly due to the fact that the primary material science with which we work, which is shape memory alloys and nitinol, as they're commonly referred to, have seen a significant growth in the number of potential applications and uses in the medical device field within the last 4 or 5 years, because it was a science for many, many years, a solution without a problem. And then the medical device industry discovered that it could help them with minimally invasive procedures, and that's been the driver since then.
Okay, now so then specifically, what are the areas that your products are used in health, in human healing, in these non-invasive procedures?
The majority of our applications are in interventional cardiovascular procedures, not in the coronary domain as much as in the peripheral vascular system. So we manufacture self-expanding stents that are used throughout the arterial system. We also are involved in embolic protection, which is stroke prevention devices, electrophysiology, and then once we go out of that domain, we're involved also in urology, in spinal repair, fixation, and increasingly almost all forms of interventional procedures, endoscopy, laparoscopy, orthopedic, not so much diagnostic, but principally on the interventional side.
So this is where you provide the guidewires and the catheters for all of these procedures?
Yes, we do. We'll provide on the plastic side of the business, which we acquired in last November, they provide the catheters and the sheaths into which the devices are placed, and or are the delivery part of the delivery systems. And on the original core Memry side, we make the components that they're then loaded into those sheaths, and there's catheters and delivered into the body.
So, Jim, you referred briefly just now to Putnam Plastics and the acquisitions the acquisition you made in November 2004. Can you explain, though, exactly what that business is versus the business you were doing traditionally, and how it helps you going forward in terms of capturing more market share? Sure,
delighted to. They're really what we were able to determine, Hillary, was 3 very distinctive trends in the marketplace. One, the large medical device companies are increasingly reaching out to identify partnering firms that can do more of the critical technology elements in a final product than they had traditionally been used to, in an effort to reduce the total number of companies with whom they have to work. So one of the things that we heard very clear from the chief executive leadership level of our client base is that you, Memry, have a very unique, distinctive technology. It has a prominent role to play, but to further augment your capabilities would be definitely in your interest, so long as you stay thematically with your strategy of being a technology leader. So we got a message from the client world that says this is a trend, this is occurring. The second thing that we really began to see as our business evolved was that catheter-based therapies in particular were a common element to all these various different types of componentry that we were making. And so when we decided to look outside, we said, all right, let's stay in catheter-based therapies, interventional procedures, and let's move into the polymer domains, which have tremendous opportunities for growth as the polymer sciences themselves are progressing, and be able to combine the two and stay focused in the catheter-based therapy arena. And those are really 1, 2, and 3 together that led us to step, if you will, alongside, but in some people's perception, outside of the metal world, join the polymer world and pull the two together.
Okay, so the acquisition has brought benefits to your business in terms of being able to be a full service provider.
Right.
Quick last question for you. Competition, competitors. We know Johnson & Johnson is in this business. guidant. What is your advantage, and what do you see as pulling you out of the pack as you move forward?
Fortunately, the supplier community to the medical device world is a very fragmented industry, still as of today, because there's so many very specialized technologies. In the field of shape memory alloys, there are really very few players on the global scene, the most important of which, and one we have a high measure of respect for, is the captive division of Johnson & Johnson, which for the most part serves the needs of the Johnson & Johnson family of companies. Once one goes beyond that and looks into the polymer side, there's a lot of commodity plastics out there, but there are only a handful of companies that do what Putnam Plastics does, which is the very complex extrusions that are multiple different materials and multiple different channels inside very tight tolerances. So when we combine the two, we actually represent a unique combination of technologies which, as a whole, we are able to take and draw our own material, produce our own tubing, add the value to it, do the extrusions, put it into the final componentry, and there are frankly very few companies in the United States, Europe, or anywhere in the world who are able to do that. I'd say the principal barriers to entry are technology, know-how, not necessarily capital, but definitely technology and know-how, and it's not for the faint of heart. Our technology represents in our company alone probably more than $150 million of invested capital over a period of 25 years, 30 years of getting there. So it's not for the market size is attractive and growing rapidly, but it's not big enough for somebody to say, I'm going to invest $500 million in this.
Got it.
Because you could throw money at it and you wouldn't get the solution. So that's really what the competitive dynamic is.
Understood. Very good. Jim, thank you so much.
Appreciate it, Hillary.
Thank you. This is Hillary Kramer with the Wall Street Reporter, and we're here live today from the American Stock Exchange with Jim Binch of Memry Corporation. Thank you.